Going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 73 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. This is the Creators Series. Today, I actually had our first in-person guests, two guests today, and this was a very exciting episode. Timmy the Boy and Josh Beacom. And I actually connected with Timmy back in probably March or April. We started talking about, music. We're both from the same city and everything, and we finally got to connect officially in person on the podcast today. And Josh was with him. Josh is actually a close collaborator with him, plays keys, plays the guitar, does a lot of cool stuff. And this episode will be coming out the week that they have a show at the local YWCA. It's going to be on Friday, October 22nd. For those of you in the area, please hit him up for tickets. I believe they should still be on sale at the time of this episode. But today I really enjoyed our conversation. We talked about the local music scene in the area. We're obviously from Northeast Ohio, and I love their perspective on, the types of different music we have here, but also the types of people that do music and why, sometimes there might be, different viewpoints on how people kind of, carve their own path and their own career in music. And I love how we got in depth about that. We also talked about the music that they have coming out soon. They're both working very hard on developing Tim's new sound pretty much, because Tim mentions in the episode how he is kind of transitioning from hip-hop into more alternative and rock elements. And it's going to be exciting for me to be at the show and kind of see what that all encompasses, because I haven't heard a lot of the stuff that they're going to be performing. But overall, I'm just really happy to see a couple local guys really doing things great. And I love their outlook on, doing music because you really love it at the end of the day. And not only that, but doing good for other people. I think that's why I started the show in general, is to just do good for other people. And I'm glad that there's other like minds very close to me that feel the same way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, our first in-person interview. And without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome, everyone, to episode number 73 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. This is the Creators Series. Today we have our first in-person guest. He's a local artist. When did we first start talking? This year, probably?
Yeah, well, I would say probably 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah, probably around the springtime. Yeah. And we've been planning this at least for the last few months. Timmy the Boy is here. Hello. And Josh is here. Say hi, Josh.
Hi.
What's your last name, dude? Beacon?
Beacom.
Yeah. Okay, see, I fucked it up already. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad you guys are here. Looking forward to, getting to know a little bit more about you guys. So just to start every episode off, we kind of have the guests give a little bit about, how you got into music, how long you've been doing it, basic information for those that might not know.
Well, I got into music. I've always loved music. Growing up, performed, theater, did stuff like that. So I've always loved music, did choir. But when I was 17, I got a laptop and I was like, wow, I'm gonna try making rap music. And I did that for a while. And then I was like, no, thank you. I'm done with this. So then I started making indie, soft rock kind of stuff. So that's how I sort of got started on music. Josh's story is probably a little more interesting because he is substantially more talented when it comes to music.
So, my story is that I did choir ever since I was a young boy, and I started doing theater and stuff. I was a singer primarily until I was about 13 or 14 when I started building my own studio. And around then I was primarily a singer and a guitarist. And in high school, latter half of high school, I started taking piano very seriously. And so now I produce, I do background vocals for people. I consider myself a composer and a pianist. So I go to Kent for music composition and piano. But yeah, I've been doing studio stuff for about 7-ish years now.
Well, I guess I'm glad to have you guys here. I know it's funny that you mentioned that about the change of style, because I was going to ask you about that. Is the last two releases especially were definitely totally different than anything you did before and everything. I'm interested for you, how does the writing process usually begin? Is it you need music to start with, or you're kind of just writing different ideas down? Does Josh help you out with that side of things, or how does that usually go?
The craziest thing is that me and Josh have not really we worked on music together, but never really just sat down and really went at it like crazy, which is going to happen soon. Now that I'm like, because I guess when I switched from rap to this more like rock type stuff, I didn't know how serious I was about it, whether I was gonna do it for good, this, and that, and the third. And it's kind of funny, like how you were like, your last two releases are definitely different than the ones before. I know that I'm changing my style, but I guess no one else knows, and I don't ever think about it. Like, I didn't tell anybody about this, and I just came out with Never Enough, and it was like, that's not what you used to do. I'm like, yep, so we're changing. But I usually need music to start. I get a feel for the vibe of the song, like how it sounds. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it angry? Are you mad? So then from that point, that's where you get your topic from. It's a happy-go-lucky song. We're not going to talk about death. But then if it's an angry song, I guess I want to say angry, but like Never Enough. I mean, it's definitely not the best topic. Not feeling like you're enough. The song just made me feel that way. I was like, oof. So once you get that music and you hear how it sounds, that's when the writing process starts.
Are you like a pen and pad guy, or are you in the phone? Like,
I'm in the phone, and I love voice memos. Voice memos are goated.
Yeah.
But like I said, me and Josh are going to start working on some stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to move away from the YouTube beats and stuff like that. Because that's just lame. Yeah. It's not cool. And especially when you know someone as talented as Josh.
I think it's good, though, you're trying to be different in that way, too. It's like you're trying to do different things anyway to begin with. So, Josh, for you, like, how does the music side for you start off? Are you like kind of browsing for inspiration here and there? Or are you kind of just doing your own thing, like, because you're just comfortable doing it? Like, how does that work for you then?
I mean, I think there's multiple different processes for multiple different products. So if you're doing maybe like a vocal chart or an arrangement, usually you need a bass to start off with, if I'm writing a song just from the scratch, then I usually start either just in my studio, like on the computer, I'll just start playing stuff on the keyboard, and I like that, I'll loop it, I'll add some drums to it. Or if it's like more singer-songwriter stuff, will just maybe at my actual piano, And I'd say those are like the three main things. Sometimes today, I was at the park, I was taking a walk, and I saw 2 deer, and I got out my music pad, and I just started writing down some sheet music there. So sometimes you don't even need stuff for it.
Are you like a get the ideas out quick type of guy? Like you just do a few ideas a day, or you want to focus in on one idea and spend your good time on that and just kind of craft that out? Like
when I feel like working on something, I work on it. When I don't, I don't. And I think my output it reflects that sporadic behavior, I would say.
That's kind of the artist thing, though. It's like sometimes if you're really inspired, you want to just do it right then and there, and then other times it's like you kind of want to let it sit and just kind of marinate and see what happens. You know what I mean? So
yeah. That happens sometimes. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I come back to things months later. That's usually what happens. Is I come back to things months later and then I finish them. Because sometimes you don't know how good something is until you let it sit.
So Timmy, for you, I'm curious. Like we just said, you've kind of switched styles a little bit and kind of just changing things up. For you, like who is kind of a real inspiration to you musically? Like it could be one artist, maybe it's several. Like who have you been listening to lately, or maybe just when you came up, they kind of inspired you to do what you're doing now?
So, I mean, overall as an artist, Childish Gambino, goated, amazing. I've always loved his music and how he can change from rap to R&B to funk and soul, and no one bats an eyelash. It's like, oh yeah, he can do that. So like I always admired that about him. Then with this change to like indies, like alt, Rex Orange County was huge. I remember the reason I wanted to start doing this, like I'm not saying rap isn't real music because it is, but like you get a different feeling when you're on stage with just a backtrack and your dudes performing. It's like, all right, yeah, this is cool. Versus having a band, everybody contributing to this one product that you're trying to portray to everybody. That is a total different feeling than with a beat that you don't even know who made that beat, So like, I guess I watched Rex Orange County performing and it was just beautiful. It was like, that's all I could describe it as, was beautiful. I was like, I want that. I want to be able to do that. And then lately, on my way here, I was banging them. I've been heavy on Greta Van Fleet.
I've heard it really good.
Greta Van Fleet, if you hear this, answer my DMs. I'm trying to do something. We're trying to work here. We're trying to get progress going. Come on. Especially you, Josh. Those beautiful vocals.
So Josh, how about yourself? Musical influences.
What was the question?
Who are some of your major musical influence? Could be an artist, could be an instrumentalist, anyone that you listen to a lot.
Sammer.
Shout out to Dr. Aladdin. So no, my musical influences are too many to count, I would say. I mean, that's such a lame answer, but my phone, if you would go in there, I don't think there's any connections between half of the albums that are on there. I mean, I could say Johann Sebastian Bach as much as I could say, Charlie Parker as much as I could say Kanye as much as I could say, probably a little bit of Greta Van Fleet as well. I would say I mostly learned from music about Jacob Collier when I was about 15. I think that's when he uploaded his Flintstones video to YouTube, and I saw that, and it got me very interested. It blew my mind. It kind of shattered my mind outwards on the concept of harmony, because that's mainly what I think I'm really good at is harmony and embellishing things, melodies with extra notes, and so he definitely was the most influential to me in that sense, to where I sit down at the piano and some days all I do is just find different chords for different, so probably Jacob Collier.
I like that variety though. Like that's like it's not a lot of artists that are kind of like you would having the similar, like you said, like the similar, like have an opinion on or whatever. But I like what you said, Tim, about the whole like you love the different feel of having like a live band and everything. Because to me, that's like the human element that is missing with, like you said, it's primarily hip hop. It's like you don't get that connection if you're just like through the computer the whole time and like say you've never met that person in your whole life. It's like even if the song comes out good, you might not have that connection to it at the end of the day when you're trying to do it. So I never thought of it that way, honestly.
And then you have some hip hop artists that have live bands. You got Childish Gambino when he was making rap. He's always had a live band. Kendrick. Chance always has a live band. So I mean, I can't just say it's all hip hop, but like you said, it's primarily hip hop, and not taking anything away because I mean the process is definitely different. I've done both, so it's definitely 10 times different.
It's kind of cool too. Like I think that's kind of coming back too because we see like Tiny Desk, like NPR does their Tiny Desk, and that's a thing where they get everybody involved and they have people sit down and do their sets and everything. So I think people are starting to gravitate toward that. I've seen other platforms kind of try to mimic something like that where they have like an upcoming artist and like their band come in and do their thing. And
did y'all know that was a college radio station that runs Tiny Desk?
NPR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did know that. Yeah.
Because
NPR is a big company.
Yeah.
NPR is a big company, but the Tiny Desk concept came from a college radio station. I'm almost 100% sure.
You're probably right. I have no idea. So
I have a whole list of every college radio station's contact info. I worked for like a year on collecting all that information so I could like send my music out to all of them. And I remember like going to see like what they offer in terms of some of them have music festivals, their own music festivals. Oh, you had what was it? Numbers Fest.
Numbers Fest. Yeah, that's in Athens.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen anymore, which is kind of sad. But like, I forget what college it was, but yeah, it said home of Tiny Desk. I was like, wow.
Oh, wow.
I would have never believed that.
And that's grown over the years, too, because I remember, like...
Substantially.
I remember, because the Mac Miller one, that was one of the biggest ones. That was in, like, 2018, like the beginning of 2018. And even since then, they've just grown and grown and grown. Even through the pandemic, they were doing different versions of it. So, it's kind of cool. So I want to talk about, the local music scene. For those that don't know, we're in Alliance, Ohio. Josh, you're from Akron. 330 area code.
3330.
Yes, I'm curious for you guys. What is your opinion on probably some of the upcoming people in the area? Like, how do you view the opportunities that we have where we're at? I guess is my question.
So, I know I could say I know almost everybody that makes music from Alliance, and then the Canton music scene. So. I would say so. Like for me, I started gaining traction. Like I gained a little bit of traction in the summer of 2019. I did a show in Akron that sold out. It was beautiful. I did shows in Alliance that sold out, and it was beautiful. And through those shows, I had artists open up for me, and I got to meet Chemo is Dead, wonderful rapper, very talented. Trippie Redd followed him on Instagram for a little while. It was just unreal. You got, and not even just like in music, in terms of music, like Cameron Royal, her videography, she's getting flown out to Miami, to Vegas and stuff to do music videos and getting paid to do it. They're paying for her hotel and everything like that. And then you got the Alliance area, NCB Tone, you got J Trade. That collab still needs to happen. The brothers.
I was about to say, why is it not already? Like, they're literally blood brothers.
They are literally blood brothers, and they have not made a song together.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of crazy. And then you got 2L. Legend is probably, honestly, Legend. I think Legend and Tony are probably the best rappers in Alliance. And then I feel like I'm up there for the most productive artist because you have Nelik too. Nelik's dope. So Nelik is so cool. He's such a cool person. But like, in terms of like shows, like I'm the only one that's doing shows, and it's kind of sad. And like Tony would always open up for me, and I would bring other artists. Chemo's opened up for me. Ev has opened up for me. I've tried to bring all these different artists to like have shows, and like I want to show them the ropes of how to do it because like I do all my shows by myself. Like I book the venue, cut the tickets out by hand. I create the marketing materials. I put it out there. I'm running the shows literally by myself, and I would love to give the opportunity to other artists, but it just seems
it's like a work ethic.
Yeah,
thing, you think?
and I guess like when it comes down to like finances, I mean, none of us are really making money off of it. So if you're not really serious about it, then you're not going to want to put the serious effort and money in because it takes money. I can honestly say I have probably spent at least $10,000 on my music career and have not yielded a profit yet. So, in terms of local, and I think this podcast is a beautiful thing because it's giving not just local artists, but you have artists from everywhere on this, don't you?
Yeah.
Crazy.
You're the first local person really on the show.
Has Jalen done it?
No.
What?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, he was on like the second episode, but
okay. I'm like, wait a minute. The man.
I might do like an episode with him. I don't know.
You got to get J Trey on here before the epitome of chaos, September 24th.
Well, that would be impossible because this episode's coming out in the future. So when this episode comes out, that will already be out. But yeah,
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
But what is your opinion on that? On the whole local music, like from your side? Because I assume your side is probably a little different, like your experiences. But I don't know.
I don't know a ton of people that do music locally, honestly. I don't venture outside the house a whole lot.
Me as well. You're right. He's literally me. He's an introvert like me. So it's all right.
I think in Canton, you've got people like Josie McGee, Harbor, Matthew Ryan, all really, really, really good like singers and a lot of really good producers are in Canton. Spencer Cyndia, Wolf of August is in Canton. You know that guy? Really, really good.
I'm intrigued by all these names. I want to know them now.
That sounds like a badass name, honestly.
Wolf of August sounds like they would just take your girl and then play the guitar and see ya.
They all hang out at the same spots. So if you go to like Mugswigs in Canton, they're all hanging out the mics there, and they're all really, really, really good. Canton is probably the one I know the best. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff in Canton. The thing is, like Akron, it's a bigger city, so there's just like so many great musicians in Akron that like don't market themselves a lot. Like Kobe Boyachi is definitely one, like this amazing pianist from Akron, and he just has like a bunch of like this circle of people that like they're all just amazing players, but you wouldn't know them unless you went to go see them, So they're all over, but those are the ones I know.
I have a question. Yeah. Do you think they do that intentionally? Really?
I think they just get work and like they don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I know like some artists relish the underground title in terms it's like I don't want to do this mainstream. I'm fine with, and I'm sure that this is not true because I don't know him personally, but like Flames of God, you know who that is?
I've heard.
Yeah, I mean he's from Akron. He is a big Akron rapper. I'm sure he's done stuff other places, but like he's like a hometown hero type stuff, and like probably relishes like, I'm Akron's dude, and a lot of these people, I wonder if they're like you said, you wouldn't know me unless you came and saw me, but I'm crazy talented. So it's kind of like, if you know, you know, kind of like that caveat.
Here's the way I see it too. Is like I think we're getting into a spot in being able to do music where it doesn't matter if a lot of people know you anyway. It's find what works for you and just do that, and whatever makes you happy, you're good. If you can have a career,
you gotta pay rent.
If you can have a career
That's
though
true.
where no one knows your name really, and you can still have a career, it's like who what
I've
I mean?
seen that. There's this guy on Instagram. His name is Derek Milano, and he worked on a Megan Thee Stallion song. I forget which one. It went platinum, and he has the plaque. But he's definitely paying rent. But like, I think he writes. Like, he makes his own music, but he also writes
I
music
think I
for other
follow
artists.
him actually.
Yeah, and like, he's definitely not a household name, but so I can see what you're saying. Where you can have a career in music where not everybody knows who you are.
It's all
To
just
an
a
extent.
personal preference thing.
I mean, Kanye
Yeah.
It's the
just
beauty
started
of
off
it,
as
so.
Jay-Z's producer.
Yeah.
And nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
Until 2004.
That's true. I always seem to like forget that it's like Kanye was, he still is this goated producer.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Donda, everybody?
Enjoyed it. Too long, a little too long for me, but I enjoyed some of the songs.
I thought it was great.
You did.
I liked Off the Grid so much.
That
I
was
was
pretty
listening
good.
to that when I was driving here, actually. That one, and I like New Again. I just love like the gospel stuff he's been doing.
Yeah.
I think that makes great rap records whenever you do gospel stuff with rap.
A lot of the second half of the album too was the gospel stuff, so
I was
wasn't bad.
I was very sad that when I order pizza, I expect there to be some fucking pizza. When I listen to a Kanye album, I expect there to be some fucking Kanye. And
Yeah, it's
half
all
the
features.
album,
Yeah.
and like I'm cool with features. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but if you also bang with those features, like you gotta do something. And like I think honestly, like he said, it was pulled out from under him. He wasn't ready to release it yet. Whatever. I think a lot of it. I think he was trying to showcase his producing skills, which are immaculate. But then I think when it didn't go over well in the public,
You don't like the Playboy Cardi version Off the Grid, do you?
ooh. God.
Yeah!
That's all rips. I think honestly, my favorite song off the album is Moon. It's
Yeah,
literally
Moon's
zero
pretty
Kanye.
Yeah.
It's
That's like a Cudi song that Kanye just hopped on the end, and Don Toliver was doing like the hook on it.
Don Toliver is
But-
just carrying.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna crucify me for this, but CLB over Donda. Hey man.
I put both albums in like the same category for
No,
me. So I
are
don't
you
know.
No
a
friends in
lesbian?
the industry, huh?
Are you a lesbian?
I heard you lesbian, me too. It's whatever, That was kind of an odd word play on words, I guess. And then 21 Savage, he said, turned into a booty clapper. I was like, maybe I just don't know what that means, but I'm gonna be honest, that didn't come out right.
Yeah.
I don't know if like there had to be someone in the studio that was kind of like everyone's like fucking raptor turn into a booty clapper. There had to be that one person in the studio. I was like,
Question again, but did they say anything though? Probably.
yeah,
probably
bro,
not.
that shit's hot. It's like, and then you gotta have that guy that's like, let's reel it in for a second. What the fuck did you just say?
They're in the corner
They're like, huh? Yeah.
And it still makes the final version. So,
And it still made the final
Yeah.
version, so either no one was questioning it or someone questioned it and they're like, shut the fuck up.
Or maybe he just said, dude, that's hilarious. Keep it in
Let's see
there."
if people notice.
Like,
I almost missed the first day of school to go see the Soldier Field Donda thing. Like, I thought about it for 2 days. And my friend bought me a ticket, too, and then, like, the day before, I was like, I shouldn't miss the first day of class.
oh, in Chicago, like actually there.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I missed my first day of
That was
class.
crazy.
Mine was for like an internship, but
Oh.
you could have just said you had an internship and they're like, oh, for what? And you'd be like, Kanye? Like, why are you here?
He wants me to come out. Very important.
Coming out with Marilyn Manson and the baby.
I'm just on the porch with him. I love when he does that thing where he's like he's like,
He
you
just
can't tell
didn't
he's
know
a
what to
rapper, you know? Anyway.
Marilyn Manson's from Canton.
What?
Yeah, he went to Glen Oak.
He went to Glen Oak.
Yep.
That's so weird.
You didn't know that?
I do
Yeah.
not like that man.
Every time I pass Glen Oak, I'm like, hey, that's where Manson went to school. And CJ McCallum was
That's
CJ McCallum, and don't forget Costa Kufis.
Oh yeah,
Costa Kufis.
Yeah, I can't forget.
No, I hate Marilyn Manson. Yeah. I truly hate that man, and I don't even know.
I don't even like his music that much.
No,
that's just me.
Like
that's just personal preference.
I don't like the whole devil stuff. I don't mess with that at all. And if I could, I would smack him. I'm being so serious about it.
It would be powder.
You just gotta get.
It would be powder.
It would just dissolve into powder.
It would look like I crushed a powdered donut in my hand. Oh man.
All right. I gotta reel it back in now. I gotta reel it back in. Precious time is being wasted. So
I was talking about local music.
Yeah. Technically, it was still on topic because Marilyn Manson is local music. So there you go.
No, we're good.
Obviously, you guys collab. The two of you. Who are some of your favorite people to work with on music? You could say each other. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Or anybody else.
Of course, I like working with Josh. Like I said, we haven't got
we
too into it.
We live incredibly different lives. Is the thing. I mean that in the least offensive way. Because I go to school and I'm just constantly doing, I have 5 other things that I do, and I like doing this, so I make time for it. But we don't get a ton of chances to work, which hopefully over the next year I don't know why, but I don't want to clarify that.
Yeah, it's definitely not by choice. We have very different circumstances in life.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things too. Josh was just like, I do a lot of different things, so I don't have time. I'm like, dude, I'm not a bum. No, but I'd probably say NCB Tone, of course. Anytime I have something, when I used to have rap, it was him. Mood swings, yes. 2L is amazing to work with too. In terms of production, Nellick is the only way to go. And then I said I love working with Josh. Brandon, working with Brandon is cool. We're still practicing for the show, and then Artie's cool. Carter's cool. There's a lot of cool people I like to work with. And then if I could choose anyone to work with in the world, Sammer Al-Hadid. That's who I'm going with. You might not know him, local music scene. That's who I'm going with.
He's a little bit of that.
He is too. He's in that jazz stuff.
You're serious? Actually? Yeah. Oh. Where's he at, Ken?
He used to teach at Marlington.
Really?
Yeah, he was the choir director.
What was his name?
Mr. Al-Hadid. What year did you graduate?
2016.
He came in 2018.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't. Okay. I was like, am I missing something here?
No. He was my choir director, and now he's his choir director. And I would literally love to work with him because he has the voice of an angel.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was singing the girls' parts today.
Oh, he's got incredible range, and his what's the change between chest voice and head voice? Mix. His mix is just unreal. Yeah. Sam Smith sounding, actually.
So you're saying that's collab of the century if it ever happens?
Probably not, but it would be dope. Probably not, but it would be sick.
What's the next question?
The next question is about live performing. So obviously, you got the show coming up. You've done performances in the past. And you too. I don't know if you've been on stage for live performance. I'm assuming you have. I mean, you said you were in choir and everything. So What is your guys' favorite part of live performing?
It's just seeing faces react to what you do, I think. Because you get a certain energy from seeing people smile at what you do or anything. So I mean, yeah, honestly, it's for me, it's the only way I feel to actually feel you're being heard is to have other people there.
You see the reaction. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, seeing the reaction and then being there, feeding off of their energy, there is nothing like performing, whether it's my music, whether it's a choir performance or theater. Oh my gosh, I love theater. I'm a theater nerd, which is actually kind of crazy, but there's just nothing like it. Getting out in front of people and knowing that they genuinely are there to enjoy and have it for this show. I want everybody to come. I don't care about the money aspect. It's a $5. It's $5 to get in, but that's just so I can donate some of the money to the YWCA and pay my bandmates. I don't care about the money. I want everybody to come and have a beautiful experience. Share something truly amazing. Because live music is just something totally different. You can listen to a record, you can listen to a song on your phone in the car with your friends, wow, this is great. But when you're there, the energy is truly unmatched. It's just crazy.
Yeah. it's nice too that now, like, obviously there's still like venues and things that are kind of have restrictions or they're still not open, but it's like
Get vaccinated.
we're kind of getting back to that point where we could do this like live thing. You know what I mean?
Get vaccinated so we can all go
Yeah.
live and have a good time together and not die.
Take horse tranquilizer.
Joe Rogan, chill out. I can't believe people really thought he was taking horse tranks. It's great.
Was he not?
Who knows? I don't think he would.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So in the last year, guys, obviously a lot has gone on in the last year. Pandemic, social justice issues, things like that. For you guys, has there been anything that's been like a hurdle or something that you kind of had to, was kind of a roadblock for a while that you kind of had to move through to keep moving forward, or has everything kind of gone smoothly? Like, what's the last year been like for you guys?
It was definitely tough. Summertime was tough. Tough. A lot of family issues with my mom and Alex and stuff like that, and stuff's all better now, so it's cool. But like over the summer, it was really hard to focus on my music when you had to focus on your family. And like I had an internship over the summer, and it was originally a 5-week internship, and I had to cut it down to do the 2-week option because I was afraid to leave my home. Like a lot of stuff like family stuff was definitely tough over the summer. And then the social justice aspect makes everything tough because, when all this stuff went down, in terms of like even like when people just stormed the Capitol, like it just really shows you who believes in what. And like I don't label myself Republican or Democrat or nothing like that. I look at what's right and what's wrong, and treating someone differently because of the color of their skin is wrong. It's just wrong. So when you see people who don't really, and it's not even like they're openly racist, but they just don't care, that doesn't help. And that was also a tough hurdle to get over, is seeing all the people and how they truly felt, their true colors coming out. That was tough. It cut a lot of people off. So family issues and then seeing people's true colors. And I think that's another thing with music. I wouldn't say everybody knows me, but a lot of people know that I make music in this area. And it's like, they come, Timmy, I want to make music. What's some advice? And my biggest advice is literally mentally prepare yourself. You're going to have to cut people off. And that's what this music stuff comes down to. People you think are there for you and they're your friends, even blood family, they don't support you in this music stuff. So, yeah, that's what this summer was like. It was not a movie.
For me, it was mostly like the hurdles of the last year were intensely personal. I would say that they continue to this day. A lot of stuff that I probably should not say on tape. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it's been learning to love myself, which I don't. I will admit, I do not care for myself. And so once that happens, I mean, look out, world.
Look out, world.
So I mean, but as far as like the external crises of the world and how they affect your artistic journey, I think like you have to be generous. I mean, like even if it's your journey is not all about you. Your gifts aren't yours to keep to yourself. And so, and I say this, I'm a hypocrite in this way, but I like to help other people and give up part of my own time to help other people with their music, if it's like helping them go over a part after rehearsal, or producing for somebody or doing background vocals. Like I enjoy doing that stuff because I feel like I have to. You've been given something, and so now you've got to give it away. So, and that goes just as much for the whole world. Like the whole world probably needs music a lot more now than ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
I'm glad you guys are doing your part for real. Like, I'm glad you guys are.
I'm not saying that I'm not doing my part that well. I'm just saying.
But either like what you just said, I honestly totally agree with what he just said. Though it's like, if you're like something like music, for example, it's like you can just do the music and do that, but it's like without the people, what is the music? You know what I mean? Like it's about the people. Like we got to help people and what we do and everything. And I think that is the most important thing that you can do. Like even if you don't have a music career or anything like that, if you're just giving your time, helping someone out, doing something small or doing your part, that's all you can do. So do that. You know what I mean? Like, it costs nothing to just do the right thing, like you were talking about. So
Costs a lot of money to produce good music, though.
yeah, it does. I like what you said too about you got to be mentally prepared because
Oh my
you
gosh.
definitely
You have to be mentally prepared because, like,
it's that wave you ride the constant.
and like
wave.
I'm battling this right now with this show. Like, it's unreal the amount of people that just like, they will pay $100 to go. And there's no hate on any of these artists, of course, but like they'll pay $100 to go to this Trippie Redd concert, drive an hour to Cuyahoga Falls, and then fangirl or fanboy out over someone who does not give two shits about you. They don't know you. They don't give a fuck about you. But me, I've known you since second grade. Let's say I've known you since second grade. We were friends. We are still friends. And I'm asking you to take an hour or two out of your life to come enjoy something that I think that you'll enjoy and that I'm truly passionate about. $5 in a in it's 5 minutes down the road, and I've been right now I'm in a market research class, and it's talking about data, like gathering data, and like I've been gathering data on people that I know, and it's like, have you ever been to a concert? Yes or no? Yeah. Who'd you go see? Trippie Redd. How much were the tickets? $140. How far did you drive? An hour. Okay. So clearly money's not an issue. Clearly time is not an issue driving an hour. When you take mine's cheaper, $5, 5 minutes down the road, the only variables that it comes down to is him and me. Trippie Redd versus Timmy the Boy. And you're picking this man over. That man's not going to say happy birthday to you. He doesn't know your mama. He's not going to say hi to you if he sees you out in public. I will. And that's what it's so crazy. I give a lot in my life in terms of like I try to do stuff for people. I'm a giver. That's really what I do. And I don't give to get back, but at the same time it hurts when you give and give and give and then motherfuckers can't spend $5 in one night of their time to help you out on your journey, and it's just unreal. So if you want to make music, be mentally prepared to look at your grandma or your cousin or your best friend and be like, why weren't you there for me? Because they don't give a shit. It's unreal.
A lot of the times you're the only one in your corner, and it kind of sucks, but it's like, I think that's where you get tested the most is like, if you are the only one in your corner, are you going to stand there and fight for yourself if no one's there? Or are you going to just quit? Because it's like, you're going to have times where people are in your corner, and then you're going to have times where no one's there. It's like, you got to just show up the same way every time. And if you're showing up the same way every time, then you're cut out for it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying nobody supports me, because there's a lot of people that I love dearly because they support me. I have a lot of friends and a lot of family that do, but there's just a lot that don't, and it's just, it literally, logically, it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, when you break down the data, it's him or me, and it just doesn't make sense. Unreal.
Yeah. See, that's artist stuff that I never think, because like I'm not on that side. It's like I don't even think about stuff like that. But I can see how that's like something that is a frustration.
There's a mental battle when you become an artist, and when you decide to take that leap of faith and put yourself out there, you have to be mentally prepared for the hate, for the possible love. I mean, I've had people that were obsessed with me and my music, and I'm like, wait a minute, I am nobody. Literally, I'm not. And then you have to be ready for all the different trials and tribulations of music. It's just crazy. Josh, you want to touch that at all?
Sure. I mean, there's a fallacy with artists that John Bellion pointed out in an interview a couple years ago. I remembered very poignantly that he said the thing about artists that are funny is that in order to be genuine, an artist has to not care what people think and then just create. In order to be successful, an artist has to care a lot about what people think. So yeah, I mean, it's like constantly just you versus the fact that nobody cares, and your job is to make people care, which is kind of a stupid job, But if you like what you do, you got to. I mean, it's the price you got to pay in order to just create freely. Which I mean, it's fair. I mean, it builds perseverance and that sort of stuff. And if you really like what you do, then it won't feel like such a trial.
Yeah. I think everybody gets to that point too. Like, I've heard the words imposter syndrome a lot, where like it's kind of what you said, where like you're putting yourself out there a ton, and you're not getting that attention, so you kind of feel like, well, fuck, I'm kind of just not who I thought I was. But it's like that's just all up here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's really just like we said, just battling through that, and just I think with repetition, I always say this on every fucking episode, repetition. The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it, and I think it's no different from that. It's like
Yeah.
if you can just keep battling every day, just take it one day at a time with that as well, it'll just get better and better. So I think that's something I kind of always keep in mind. What do you think at the end of the day you want your lasting impact to be? Like when people hear your music, what is something you want people to walk away with and be like, that did this for me today?
Joy. I want people to enjoy my music. You know, I mean, I've come to this stage in my, I always say, music career. It's not a career, but I mean, that's a way to say it. I've come to this point where it's like, you know, if something takes off with it, sweet, I will go with it. But if it doesn't, I'm not gonna cry about it. I just want people. I want people to enjoy my music. You know, I went and saw Chance the Rapper in concert, and I kid you not, I cried like a bitch. I bawled my eyes out. It was so fucking beautiful. Like it was like, tears of joy. And that's when I was kind of like, wow, I need to do this. I want people to get that same joy. You know, whether it's listening to my songs, seeing me in concert, meeting me, or something like that. That's what I want at the end of the day. You know, it's not about the money, and if money comes along with it, sweet, I will definitely take it. Don't worry, I will take the money. But it's about giving people joy and putting something out there for. Because I've had people tell me like, I've listened to your music, has helped me get through hard times, and I was like, that's unreal. Especially when the people listen to my music mostly, I know them personally. I was like, you could have just called me, motherfucker. Hey, I'm like, you didn't have to just listen to my music on repeat. You could have called. You have my number. But it's like, that meant a lot to me. It's like, wow, this song has 1,000 listens, and 20 of those helped someone out. That's crazy.
I don't want people to be fans of me. I want them to be fans of music. So if they don't know who I am, but they like the music I've made, then that's good enough for me.
Josh makes me sound like a dumbass. Everything he says is so profound, and I'm over here like tough. And like, see, this is why he's the genius. It is so crazy.
It's the two sides, though. I love it.
Yes.
I love it, honestly. So
Timmy is everything that I'm not, truly.
And Josh is everything that I'm not. I think it is a good match.
Yeah.
The
dynamic. It's the dynamic duo.
Peanut and butter.
So what music can we expect from you guys coming very soon? Timmy, I don't know if you have songs coming up that you want to talk about. Anything that we can expect maybe before the end of the year. I don't know.
Before the end of the year, definitely. I want to get some stuff out before the concert, but I just don't see it happening. And honestly, it's financially like I said, production quality is so important, and people don't understand it. You can write the best song in the world, but if it sounds like ass, people are not gonna listen.
Yeah.
So like, I take that very seriously now. Like my first song, I recorded on earbuds, so it was like, wow, this song. Well, the song was written terribly, also. So that I'm not saying that's why it wasn't amazing, but like now I take it very seriously. So like, I would love for some of this new music to come out. It's just saving up the money at this point in my life to get it done correctly, because I'm not going to put it out if it's not going to sound 100%. But definitely have a lot of well-written songs, well-thought-out songs, poppier sounds, sad sounds, like something for everybody, honestly. So once the money is right, then we will get the final product. And I'm very excited for people to hear this different side of me, because people know, you made that rap music. You're that rapper. No, I'm that artist who can do anything, And then we're gonna perform the songs at the show. So if you want to hear the music, hear these different sides, come enjoy it with us. October 22nd at the YWCA of Alliance. It'll be a good time, and you'll get kind of a first sneak peek at the new music.
Yeah, I think definitely we are working on the set list first, and then the stuff that's in the set list I think will definitely be released, I assume. That's more your decision than mine. But I quite enjoy a lot of the stuff he's written. I think he's definitely grown as a writer in the past year and a half. And
From Ferrisville.
God, dude, that was. Anyway, yeah, no, I for sure. There are a couple songs too that I'm thinking of right now that are I definitely want to come out from him, and I would be more than happy to help him produce that. I think I will. Probably, around winter break maybe start working on those, because
Time.
I have school. I have like 8 hours a day to do that. But yeah, that would be. Yeah, that would definitely. I think you can definitely expect at least some stuff that not just the live set. I think at least a couple of fun things. I was working on a beat for him a couple of days ago.
I'm excited.
It's kind of like a 808s and heartbreak type thing.
Is it the one you sent me?
Yeah.
Oh, you were just working on it more? Yeah. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Nice. Which I have words to that. A little, I'll have the melody to it. So we can talk about it later.
I'm here for it.
So this episode is going to be coming out the week that show is happening on the 22nd. So for the local people, obviously you just said the date and everything and where it's going to be at. Anything else you want people to know about that show? Where can they get tickets if they're still even on sale at that point? I don't know if they will be.
No, they'll probably still be on sale. I'm not selling out over here. I mean, we have an Eventbrite for the thing, but don't go to the Eventbrite. If you're listening to this, follow me on Instagram at timmy.the.boy. Hit me up. I'll get you a ticket personally. I really value that.
For me, hit me up, and then I'll hit him up, and he'll get a ticket, and I'll give it to you.
Well, how are they going to hit you up?
Josh_Beacom_music at Instagram.
No, but like I said, October 22nd at the YWCA of Alliance at 7 p.m. Tickets are $5. You can get them at the door. You can hit either of us up. Come enjoy. Come enjoy a beautiful night of music. We have Just Carter's going to open up. Same with Alex Artemis. It is going to be beautiful. And I was talking to someone earlier trying to get them to come to the show, and they were like arguing with me about it. And I was like, when someone's deciding to do something, you look at the pros and the cons. The pros of this, one, you get to come have some good music, have a good time. Two, you're supporting local artists who really want to do this. We're here to put on a show for you. That's what it is. Three, we're donating some of the ticket proceeds to the YWCA of Alliance. Their mission is empowering women and eliminating racism. So, I mean, that's a good thing. And four, you get out the house, have a good time. Well, what are the cons? If you can come to me with serious cons, other than we're in a pandemic, because that's not stopping you from going to the bar and drinking your sorrows away. So, come to the show. Don't be a weenie. Come to the show. Hashtag don't be a weenie. We're going to get that on shirts.
And I will be there for sure. Started to give you $5, by the way. But
awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man, for sure. So, last few questions here before we wrap up. These are questions that I give to every guest, every episode. So,
awesome.
These are more thought-provoking ones, I guess. So, if you could go back 10 years ago, maybe give yourself a piece of advice or maybe not change anything at all, what do you think you would do?
Oh my gosh. If I could go back 10 years ago, I would take the songs I've written now and give them to myself like, dude, do this. Don't do that. And then now I know so much, like, I wouldn't say I know so much about the music industry, but I know a lot more than people think in terms of, like, how things need to be done. Like, I would come out of the gates, guns fucking blazing. None of that earbuds on laptop GarageBand bullshit. No, I'm going to a studio. I'm recording this right. I'm marketing it properly. I'm coming out with a big feature, something that, because if you come out the, that's what I tell a lot of artists too. After I tell them mentally fucking prepare yourself, boom. Production quality is key. If you come out sounding like ass, I've had people like when Never Enough came out, I was like, please give this a chance. You might remember me as the shitty Michael Kors rapper. Please listen to this.
Michael Kors.
It was my first song. It was shitty, and it still is. But like, please give. Fuck that. Please give this a chance. I had to beg people, and they're like, wow, that was fucking amazing. You've gotten so much better. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. It was like that song was 5 years ago. Like, I would tell myself, don't do that. Release something good, quality. Be yourself, and then just kind of have fun with it. I feel like if I would have came out with, Sikkim was like my first like big amount of plays, other than Michael Kors, like real shit. I would have came out with that first with even better quality, motherfuckers would be like, wow, this shit's serious. This is really good. So if I could go back, that's what I would do. Oh, I would also tell myself, like, buy, like, Bitcoin or some shit like that.
If I could go back and talk to 10-year-old Josh, I think there'd be two things I would say.
No.
Practice piano, because I didn't start really, like, taking music seriously until 17. Well, I didn't, like, try until I was 17.
That's smart.
And I should have just tried. And I feel like I would definitely be farther along than I am now. And then the other thing is, like, just don't hate yourself, because you're going to do a lot of really awful things, and you don't want to hate yourself for it, Yeah.
So if we flip it then, 10 years from now, where do you guys envision yourself in your life and your career in general?
Hopefully making music still. Hopefully, like, it takes off.
We haven't spoken for 7 years.
Falling out. It's been bad.
It's been bad. We're having a CCP reunion. That's the first time we see each other.
And then a CCP on Union.
Yeah, and then Tyler the Swordmaster's there. No, but 10 years from now, I hope to have a very large sum of money in my bank account to where I can do the things I want to do. I love my city. I love Alliance, A-Town down. So I'm here to make this place better too. I want to open up a club. I want to open up a music venue. I want to have a music festival in Alliance. I think there's a lot of awesome opportunities, and just getting big in music would make all that 10 times easier. But regardless, I think 10 years from now, I will be doing that, and then hopefully people will be listening to my music and stuff like that. So, big bank. Tyler the Swordmaster.
If I get 10 years from now, I think I'd like to. I would hope that I would have a family. That would be the main thing.
I'm not concerned about that. That's crazy.
And then the other thing is that I could afford to feed that family doing music. That would be also really cool. If I didn't have that, I think I'd be quite sad by that point. But as far as like career aspirations, I would hope to be working on movie scores and arranging for all different, like doing choir music for people, and I don't know, maybe performing live a little bit. I don't know, just producing. So.
Final question, guys. Any final words of wisdom for the listeners?
Final words of wisdom. If you want to make music, mentally prepare yourself. We say it all the time. Said it 3 or 4 times now. Really listen to that, please. Also, everyone always says it in this corny, follow your dreams. No, follow your dreams. Do what you want to do. I mean, It might not work out. It really might. It might not. It might, you never know. So
it'll still be fun.
It'll still be fun. It'll be a journey, and you'll be glad that you gave it that shot. Love your family. Meet new people. Talk to people. Don't sit in your house. Have a good time. Go out and live your life. But do it safely. Get vaccinated.
Take a walk every morning. It really helps.
Sick job.
Best words of wisdom of all time, right?
Oh,
there.
And follow Tyler the Swordmaster on Instagram. I'll talk to you about it.
Okay, I'm like
You're
inside
lost.
joke, and I'm totally lost. But
it's great.
You should be.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You're about to know exactly what it is.
It's gonna be great.
Oh god. Well, anyway, we got to wrap it up. That's all I have for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time out to be here. Keep doing your thing, guys. Like, I am honestly, just you guys being from like the same area and everything. I could see you guys have a lot of support and everything and what you're doing. I'm looking forward to the show, and we might have to do a part 2 soon because you're literally like right down the road. So.
Yeah.
To the girl that was wearing the yellow shirt on campus this morning, I hope you're having a great day and really hot.
Which is the morning of September 14th, 2021.
To my girlfriend, I'll see your ass when I get home. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys next time. Thank you guys for listening today. That was episode number 73. We'll be back this time next week. As always, hit the support button on your podcast streaming platform if you'd like to send any funds. Feel free to leave us that 5-star rating if you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you then. Thanks, everyone.